Welcome to a little presentation of Eva Kingma's contrabass flute. My name is Matthias Ziegler and I'm the lucky player of a contrabass flute which has literally been finished 1 hour ago in Eva Kingma's workshop in Northern Holland in Grollo. This contrabass flute has some special features. One of the things that has been developed lately in Eva's work are the trill keys operated by cables. That saves you a lot of weight and of course a lot of rattling mechanics. So the cables go all the way along that flute and you operate them in normal position of your trill keys. And then basically they go up here along the rods of the normal mechanics and they end up being here operating the keys. This saves a lot of weight and that's one of the issues of the contrabass flute. It's a heavy instrument, you know. In addition to the trill keys, we have another cable on that flute which is operating the Matthias membrane. That's a development I did about 30 years ago on the normal flute, on the flute head joint. And of course, if you have that special sound of that vibrating membrane, you want to have it on all the flutes. So we added it to the alto flute and finally it's also added to the contrabass flute. This enables you to play some special effects, you know. So if you have a sound, it sounds a bit like a distorted guitar, and you operate it by pulling the string on the back, which is put around your thumb, and the operating of the string, if you pull the string, it opens a mute which is based on top of the membrane. If you pull off the mute, the membrane starts vibrating, and if you close it, it sounds like the normal bass flute. It doesn't affect the pitch, the tuning of the instrument. This is a feature which, if you have it once, you don't want to miss it anymore. It's really beautiful in music to have an additional color. The flute comes with a super light carbon fiber stand which you can take apart and store inside the tubes of the instrument, and it comes with a Weissman case which allows you to carry the instrument on your back. It also fits into an overhead compartment of an airplane. So far the features of this wonderful instrument. I love to play it, and if you have a flute like this, you don't want to miss it anymore. It's kind of a creative tool for playing. Let me do this. Hi, my name is Matthias Ziegler and I'm very excited to show you my new Hoover. Hoover is the nickname for a bass flute with an extended foot joint going down to low G. The flute is tuned in C and it plays down to low G 1 octave below the alto flute with a special extension, which I'm going to explain in a moment. This is the second prototype we are having here. I'm currently at Eva Kingma's workshop in Chrollo and she just finished that instrument 5 minutes ago. We have some special things at this flute. The very long foot joint is operated by cables. That might be the major difference to other bass flutes where you are using a traditional mechanics with long steel rods. So we have those keys down here operated by cables, which of course saves a lot of weight. First of all, you see the other one like the A flat and the G key. They are operated here by cables which then go through steel rods, but the rods are not turning, they are fixed. And the good thing about this is that at the end, where I'm operating the key, I get the normal key next to the G sharp key, which at the end pulls a string, pulls a cable which closes the key. It gives you a very special touch to operate this key because you immediately notice when it's covering and when you release it. With other long steel rods, you always get a feeling I have to push a bit more, I have to push a bit less, so it's never really clear where you touch ground, basically. The other thing is, of course, the pinky here in front has a lot to do. Besides the E flat, it has the C sharp, it has the C, it has the B and the B flat. So it's really this big action in that small finger. And at the same time, this is not enough. There are 2 keys missing, which I operate from the back by with my thumb. This is the A flat and this is the G key. Altogether, this flute, using the wires, using the cables, we save about 10% of the weight. I mean, if you have several big flutes, you know what it means to carry all those flutes. This one, of course, stands on the ground. And the diameter of the flute is slightly smaller than the diameter of a traditional bass flute. This allows me to play easily higher up in the 3rd register without having to correct too much in tuning. And at the same time, it adds lots of harmonics, so you get actually a very rich sound. It might be a bit softer than the traditional bass flute sound, but it's a very rich sound. And this is what I was aiming for. So I'm very happy having this instrument. And of course, that's not the end of the story. I'm sure Eva will go on with other ideas to develop those instruments. This is another prototype of Eva Kingma's workshop I'm having in my hands here. It's a Kingma and Brannen Alto flute with a Kingma system, a complete Kingma system. You know the Kingma and Brannen flute with the 5 holes, with the 5 open holes, and now the rest of the open hole mechanism has been added, which of course allows us to play multiphonics chromatically across the whole flute.